if you hire there. Obi sa semester. Rasmi dia nie. Dia na esi amosi fi hire there. Bra. If you hire there wo kwambi so say ne. The Lord of Nana Jantuah Kufuado is now working on the NDC propaganda TV stations. Abusia, ene. Enema ofi. Yanto aso, ene. Ene ya meno kasai. Heyakuponso. God is great and God is the Almighty that for real. God is the Almighty for real. Yenti amekasa abusia. Nana Jantuah yefena Nana Jantuah NDC Jantuah. Aye, Nana Jantuah. Aye. Osi yemfena Nana Jantuah. Aye. Sa Nana Jantuah no. Ene osi wetwa. Osi onim se Mahama ye kwasiampa yini. Onim Mahama enwene Mahama nwene da se onimunyansa asene obi eyadum bi na mananya baabi otie na obi bisa sade na asie Nana Jantuah den wonsa enka o mantri payer na Mahama first kan mra wana se o kan okure na nsem na akwa we kan won we Ghanaians ya die ho abro yie pa na I wonder why ya sa akwa we ne na okasa betene me nkɔ ne so. I want people to listen to what this man is talking. Sama kwa we kafa John Mahama. Wow. Okrena bedadi. Ena kwa we se John Mahama kwasia. Say Mahama ye the most incompetent president ever in the history of the country. Nana Jantuah sama waka fa John Mahama hono bra. Enya de ketua. Na memwatie. Etie video no ye nyina etie video no wia tie nsam na akwa na beka no ye wia na assemble studio ha na aba be analysis upon analysis aduane kura nkrofo wei ene Mahama kodi ya abu aka omosem ifri ho a ni abo videos ahodo a ye de still expose the incompetent NDC abanfo. But first of all, as you know, you couldn't TV video no na yen sambra. Person say waba na wa like na wa share. Founsa esi adomano so. Unsubscribe yen so na wa subscribe na beka Rise Media abusu yanko no. Na ebiano ye ba life wa ba bia wo biano wonso no wate say yapa no ne yen abidi djuma. Ye mawura video no na yen konkotie Nana Jantuah ene de o se John Mahama kwasia. Video no ewa kakra bi enyanto bwase na tie. The worst case scenario.
Yeah, that's true.
Anya hwe no.
That's true.
That is forecasting. Say anya hwe. Enti na no meka to say eduru baabi a na dollar na ekosuru bebrebe no. Minimi businessman na no me dey kire na.
Mo project around 20 cities.
Around 20 cities say anya hwe no.
Okay, Matthias, yeah, I get it.
Enti NDC abanya wode koko ye campaign no. Na unim sa nimdie no ana unim sa nyansa no se anya hwe no koko no etimi fluctuate. Enti sa wo kwose nkwasiabo a hwe no mamenka no tie. You see, I am so angry with John Mahama. I'm so angry. You see,
relax.
No tie. I'm so angry because so uye ni say ya me want to catch you say make say I give them the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah.
Because they say 2026 in realities me catch you say 2026 in realities in be set.
Yeah, that's true.
So
yeah, okay.
So 2025 in the end now 2026 now unemployment in realities are we here sikano afin be set in and there's no honeymoon for John Mahama
in 2026.
No necessarily at yesim.
And then they will say, Bosch and Moshe so much it was not.
No, but right. I make say the worst case scenario and idea projection. And Tinano make will say, it is said the mouse swam interchange, you know. At the end of class, over to me 6,000 yen.
What can it be about 3,000?
Because if you MP before they got 3,005. Also the Beko be out 6,000 would trim. But I say maybe they be back 4,000.
Do you call 6 stars here?
What kuomo?
Ampa. Hey, that's psychology.
What kuomo? They be because politicians no the excitement to convince and lie to power no. It is easy.
So you also one cut the boom from 3,500 to 6,000. Maybe I can go farmers in Tuabama.
No, but that is the point. And now catch you say when you can now settle ya and no na ye bim. We who are negotiators,
Yeah,
who negotiate the message. Near catch you say no maybe we have tobo. What you say?
yeah.
She. Me mama ye kuku.
Me some papa ye kuku.
Nti kuku ade na eka ye nyina.
Me some say I come pa.
Obia me fiewura a wafam te send ba. Oye kuku.
Wow.
Nti kuku asem na ye ka. Eka ye. Nti ye say se me ko wansam dem akwa akotwa me dua na me nya ntwa me pieto nka ho.
Also the free ho.
Me pieto wonsa anye nka ho. Se wontimi a try to maintain ya disika bi ko se baabim ne ka se yenim ye kan say but this is the challenge enti ye nya ne hwede etie na
Okay.
aban betimi disika bi afa baabi obi busa say ye disika fa he. Do you know many accounts aban betimi use the aye de ode ye no. People don't understand. There are a lot of voter and we yan kan show aban person ya obeye.
Okay.
Etinka ye kosia ye no MPP fo aboka aguo
Ani yabeto.
eni aba beto se ne project se nke betimi akọ enya anko but ye besremo price na ye kan ye no ye de begina ho for this crop season na next year no hopefully we would adjust and na say den hihye bi to o be asa problem no emma biem
Can we say can beto asmu?
it makes sense. Abansi wentimi antum because eka gu ho. 2 world price now mo the year projection no dollar no so ye de na ye stronger enti ama
A BTA. Yeah.
enti ye de ko ni say for now na afei ya twen emre bi a John Mahama edu salary negotiation what happened
Ono akotenam.
ono akotem ka say we de mesrem adabraka yenye ni say yenye say aye kasa.
Yeah.
We say the point is that nobody would understand. It defies common logic. Say, market share 1,000 misu.
Osementi so
about 800. Niamfa ne sa because si kani ho.
Hey, but is it a similar scenario?
That's a similar scenario.
Oh wow.
A cocoa farmer no projecting is nanko expectation ka be ni 6,000. Wanye. About 3,000 some two mu kakra bi ne ma no. Chia ne ka unya nchia ye. Ye twen so ba be ka nyansa sama kire na o se mate so because well but just a double stories. Sa se bi nsem hunu na MPP aban ye bi ane e ka cho mo ntin enu bi oko Facebook a enu bi no wan say the semantics, the world market price, the dollar exchange rate, the hwan me o te ba ka to politicians omu nsia de o omu nsia de na you see John Mahama. We need to take the toughest decision. Enti Akufo-Addo de ni wajimi.
Oh, they won't cast.
See, we need to tell politicians. Who need nyansa nchen? School be no makwa chen. School be no makwa chen.
The level kwa no level.
O ti ase. President John Mahama wo PhD. Ne masters yesen. Ayadum. So let them not behave as if say they are superhumans. And when you hear now, problem eba no. And you between politicians.
It's true.
Sabi who war nimdiye bebre chankrofobia omuye ministers ne DCEs. Ayadom. Let them not behave as if say
they are demigods.
They are demigods said yentimi koma semna or your president today or superhuman. And no be no ye kan yo menti afidi Akufo-Addo. Ekotefa so a ene. And this is the danger. They be catch all 400 prophets. You see, right now, foot soldiers now mono, omu tinka, omu hrenkano, woman defend something. Do you know the number of families that they are involved in cocoa? You don't understand it.
Who be message akojo was say e kan ka musa no. Ono ko akwaje bosion, ni project dey say dey na dada no. Says can dey be bama na.
They don't have, you see, you see, when MPP a debt exchange program
affect him.
People, you see, politicians underestimate the anger. Politicians, because they have people defending them. No, what you want say?
Normal.
But they are silent people. They don't talk.
Yes.
And no be na me say me they be catch them people for no. When you are doing this nonsense, nobody will tell you your foot.
Yes, official 4. Nana Jantuah no okasa no. Wahu. Yesi bibia no e woni bre. Ena ye ka bibia se enkrofo na ye di Yesu Kristo ebetwam a omobo je ne so eye na aginkwa no ni o aginkwa no ni o aginkwa no ni o no e sankrofo na ana ade anche a omosisa abo eto abo mommo na senuam munye ni sei munkum no onye ni papa e sankrofo na ena omode ade ante se eye ditia ewura Yesu Kristo enti se Ghana mamu no o sha ase na amanfo ne boje o so na wutimu ye wode na why wadwene se ba bia ye wode a bra oboa yesi mpanfo ka asembi ebuba bi se ye kamfu di aforo no na we ye hwe wachacha papa Mame, me aba, my sister, madam fo, me abadi ma. No fast. Listen to me very carefully. 2025. Kwanya niema bi fa so course wo Ghana sika. Ntoto ye ho. Emfa so de bi a yehu ye. Ade bi a yehu ya na be te said ye se bi Ghana ye economy no ayeye awie no bra. That was the effect of what Nana Jantuah Akufo-Addo did before he left power. Every another 2026 way half hokono. Every Sabri way yema every 2026 half hokono. E wana ye babehe the incompetency of John Dariga Dramani Mahama and his people. Because the Nanado Numdia in 2024 no, and no who aba and NDC for a babette in 2025. And Tibra no more teno. The Omudia in 2024, 5 for mono. 2026 way more and I answer babette swaba. Na enam sa omuye nkrofo a omunima manyona ano ne ntro ne nkontompo ne boshe akese na omunimu yontino aduaba na omudua ne 2025 no omunua ne yie enti 2026 we aba besimu no eya ahokyere bacho temiye pa 2026 we aba besimu no eya ahokyere because adwumafo a John Dariga Dramani Mahama ye ne 2025 no afeni ebete so aba na asemu ya make fatu tim na fakọ akire yie na sebi enchebia yewura odene ho papa owani monyam na nanimu wonyam ankasa woni padasani biara ni so yewura na Nana Jantuah Akufo-Addo eba bonten be ka asembi nyansa asembi na papa ika ye pa. But that the same Nana Jantuah NDC paid stomach journalist. Eba bonten ebe kan kwasi asem fa de Nana do kan ye no. Bisa me se dia asem na Nana do kan ye. Asem na Nana do kan ye ne se. Eduru bra na wo se onye head cut. Say amanfo omo pension amanfo omo di omo sika akwakoto government bonds pre dura wo se ntia kama omo yentimi piasa aka na omo na omo ye betwe akoya nim no Nana ba bonte be kan say sa de no that was one of the wicked or the darkness moment in his life papa na bɛka saa asɛm no agyimifoɔ bi te sɛ Nana Jantuah no ba abɔnten bɛka asɛm na sɛ yɛka kyerɛ o because ɔmo nwene nkɔ akyiri what the man wanted to say. Asɛm a na papa no pɛ sɛ ɔnka ne sɛ na ɛnyɛ ne pɛ na ɛnyɛ sɛ na solution foforo bi wɔ hɔ a nka ɔbɛtumi de aba na wamfa ama ɛna ɔde head cart baeɛ na mmom no na baabi a yɛsi kasɛm no akɔ akoduro no the only way to survive na yɛ sɛ ɔbɛyɛ saa adeɛ no saa adwuma no Nanado yɛɛyɛ saa bɛrɛt no Nanado bɔɔ ne yam sɛbio aduro a ɛnyino a MPP aban a na Nanado na di animu ɛfa nomyɛ no saa aduro no ho ayaresa ɛna NDC foɔ ebenya mu ɛsɛ mu 2025 a na ɔmo di ɔmo edwa ɔmo anum ɛwɔ Ghana man mu sɛ aban papa aba abusua 2022 ending na Ghana man yɛka amene yɛ kɔn yɛntumi mmɔbɔsɛm bia but ɛnam adwuma saa adwuma na Nanado yɛɛyɛ a ɛnam so ma aborɔfo no de yɛka kyɛɛ yɛn na mmom aborɔfo no sɛ yɛyɛ de sika ɛɛma mo yɛde mo ka ɛɛkyɛ mo a ɛwɔ sɛ mo ankasa so mo nyɛ bibi mfa mo a mo ho a ɛnam ɛno so nti a Nanado ɛbɛkipu sɛ amanfoɔ sika ɛbɛkam for mfeɛ kakraka ho no abusua ɛyɛ saa dwumadene na ɛnam so ɛma Ghana yɛka a na aduru 90% etimi ba fɔma ba beduru 45% ɛne na ɛnam so a NDC aban bedi akonya 2025 a na ɔmo wa ano ɛde kasa wɔ badwam ɛnyɛ adwuma foforo bi na NDC aban na wayɛ so I'm just like video no na share ma me nko yɛ nim NDC aban in 2025 wɔbɛgye akonya January no Imi a say Anthony Mwako aba. NDC abanya nyɛ adwuma titiro bia saa within shorter possible time no nkebetimi amana aso abama na twa. Na mom aduru ana enwuna na Nanado kata na ni nom ye. Sɛ ɔde bɔne man ho ban no. Ɛne ho mfaso na nkwasiafo we ba ya ɔmode bi dwo mo anum sɛ aban papa ba ato forcing is forcing. Deɛ na ɛde no ɔmo adi awie sɛ wo ntem aseɛ yi a na ebi a wodwene sɛ bi I'm just trying to convince you to believe what is not true. We ne yɛ adeɛ bi yɛ untangible untumi mfa wo nsa nsom deɛ meka ne sɛsie. But what can make you actually understand what I'm saying is say hwɛ deɛ ɔmo de ayɛ gold a na yɛwura Dr. Bawumia ɛtogu Bank of Ghana hɔ hwɛ deɛ ɔmo de ayɛ no ɔmo atɔn gold now more than 50% within 1 year. Ɔmo atɔn more than 50%. If you say we use we na kwan ya nkrɔfo we saa 2025 no. Ɔmo de na Nanado na dwuma de na wayɛ ho mfaso na ebegyina hɔ dwa ɔmo anum kyerɛ ɔmo. Ɔmo adi ho mfaso to the point say reserves kura na ne yatɔ agu hɔ no. Ɔmo adi mu fa. Because NDC is used to MPP bebe odia no mo aba abese no no mo ko NDC aban omo suni omo ban di omo ye omo bedi Ghana konwa afi bia de omo yo prebi omo bedi Ghana konwa bia de omo yo ene se omo ba no mo aba abese di MPP aban ahyehyɛ ato hɔ no mo afra konwa so na MPP asan aba abɛhyehyɛ temi yepa papa maami koko na yeto etua koko akuafo ka 2025 no eye nyansa ne nimdi MPP aban ehu yeton koko no in the right time me yakobi jima me mwako abapa kwanya the enam suntia the last 2025 NDC abanya sabio John Darega Dramani Mahama ne dano na atokwasi ampanyini forcing ambulance thief and a finance minister. Papa Randy Abe, Mr. Sports Minister, and a desk cocoa board, I don't know. Any elikopokwa, why you need to frefre? Tisabio, a motia board, no. Tienti enam so mutimi twa Ghana cocoa akua foka 2025 and say, sa 2025 negotiation, no. A young people for na ye, a NDC for na ye. Enti anaman pipi nyansa ni nim de suntia. Even though not 2023 ye dikant to cocoa no fabino. Omutumi nya fabi ton ya boardre timidi tia. Ghana for 2024. Esama NDC nya sika ni bi di tia Ghana for 2025. Na adwen kese ni free efficacy mu hono. Afei adwene no the machine the engine part of the government no ababedi nkora totofibinum omonsam ena omudi di nkwasiasem me maame estake bari maame mo akwaba papa tie me yepa tienti ene every sector of the economy tienti ene every institution in the country ajegumu no ne se afei na yasha ase ayete John Mahama NDC administration afei na yefiri omwankasa dia organization their ideology of governance because 2025 no the yehu ye no everything was about MPP still. So we have more hard times ahead of us. Listen to him very carefully. Eh? If 2026 way, there are more things to happen. And Crofone binu moha Nana Akuya Afro Papa Bimame Memwakwa ba yepa. $2025 no. Every year no. Ye won Crofone bi Ghana man mo munim bibi kakra. Omo ahya ase ahu. Se Ghana ban ana Ghana man etwa ye ho a ye ntimi ntwa nhia. Say things are not working before when another was in power. Enti mako ya sha ase a ye hu the consequences of John Dramani Mahama, the manner of governance. And the Ghana Maimu Babi, Dum so Ajiato. Adia we na to Kokwa no, one of the most criminal manner of managing an economy. One kasa unimuse the cover buy ne fapping ne sources of founding the cocoa farming sector. Ade we ya John Mahama to me. Eden ani to so. Te said he is not even giving attention to the cocoa farmers on what is happening now. It shows how John Mahama is a reckless president. One of the most useless. Because who are winning and I want to tell you something. Ghana cocoa Akuafo contribute a very huge percentage of our Ghana gross product annually. Gold I can gold no. Gold na ya brofo ne to gold o. Ya brofo ne what big companies to gold they call amananio. Omusika no enye Ghana for ye japate. Now mom the cocoa sector, the cocoa farmers no. The omutumi de kwa bonten no. Efa kesia no ekoko di Ghana ban ho. Ghana maimu ye economy no uyi shipping duty free duty fee, any cocoa, a free, your economy, no manas, your sources of funding, Ghana, your economy, never perform. Enti saturenchem bi say enkwasya management bi say koso ewo Ghana Cocoa Board ho. Now we are president. Now wo untumi mejina bonten and make a kind of a press statement bimpo emfanka Ghana kuafo omo akomanto omo yama we obi a we incompetent and you don't know your duty and you don't know who is actually maintaining your position for you. Yes. Yes, Asampan American. So also the government of Ghana. So also the leader of the Ghana's affairs. So also as a president of the republic. Sauti Jubilee House. Now when him said toilet kura woko Ghana for economy no mudi emane possible say toilet obeko ye paja kotugo na koko akuafo something like this is happening. Now president utumi transi wo Jubilee House ho no amabonti amema press statement to concern the cocoa farmer. Push your economy to the higher level. It means that you don't know who you are and you don't know the responsibilities that the Ghanaian has laid in your hands. Because the cocoa sector is one of the most is one of the principal sources of funding for Ghana government business. But Enam said John Tariga Dramani Mahama. Oye lame man. Very lazy. Very incompetent. Na omfanye ma serious unti. Otumi eyi nani na wasoma kwasi ampanyini ato force nse onu mom na meka asem wei emfa nkyere Ghana kuafo meja atemu die sese me ni atemu biem. This is because Mahama does not even respect the cocoa farmers. Because enka Mahama respect cocoa farmers enka ono wa ba bonten be a full press statement to address the Ghana cocoa farmer. But Mahama don't respect cocoa farmers. Mahama don't care if a cocoa farmer can live a good life. Mahama believe in only fake promises, in unachievable promises. And Mahama believe and kwasi aboshe to be very simple. And kwasi aboshe be to say yebeba be too boho ewo kwiani cocoa kwiani biafuom ewo the whole of the country. Sa kwasi aboshe we nom. That is what John Mahama cares. Now, mom, the reality on the ground, problems that our cocoa farmers, our dear cocoa farmers are facing. No, Mahama does not care. Now, Sabio, Ghana kuafo cocoa kuafo omwani apro mu twaja no. Na John Mahama edi omo radicals. Hey, Papa, we yankupo betua woka. Niya Richard Mwakwa Papa. See, NDC are the destructive party. So I wonder why Ghanaians still vote for them. I'm telling you something very important here today. Yeah, today's show is a pure, righteousness. Today's show, no, a righteousness. Let the be for we are moving towards like that. Asem ya asemfo odwene ho a won ti ase enkwasi aboshe ne nkwasi campaign enkwasi anyom ene nkwasi akeka ene NDC for the deceive Ghanaians ene omote akonwa so a since anado ne nyuma oyeye ntoto ya oyeye esomfa so no hya ase a eso atwa no everything in the country has all of the sudden fall apart. A teacher for abe dede, nurse for abe dede, and the cocoa phone ye dede. Now no na amboso kind spare parts dealers or mu ye dede. They don't want us to saying a buying ye near pia and your mudre dieno and sem fata. What are we gonna say? Adentia. Mahama won kwa na da bio ba bedi Ghana konwa bia. Ghana for etwa dwadwo. Ghana for de omo nsato omo yam esu. NDC aban na nkasa. No matter who will ever be the leader, their character is one. They never change. And now the Bedia Kumya 2017. Ghana for shall see edubility papano for the first 4 years solid. And as for backlog phone you know a load to a monko. Free education no chat to mommy uncle. Ghana card and them mommy uncle. Your friend say health insurance and NDC for us no na papa ya can go mommy uncle. Everything the man took them and pushed them forward. Now wonkwa ubedia kunya even your personal promises, your personal social contract with the people, you cannot achieve them. When to me and chivu enoa, na dia amamfo aye atoho. Legacy is amamfo aye. And I was saying no. Na assembly aba. I told you that these guys are lazy people. Abusia. And then this if I say they are going to toll overhead the organ and interchange is the organ and they are going to toll them. Very lazy man, very myopic thinkers, very insensitive. And NDC is thinking of tolling all the interchanges across the country. And to Tukrum Kumase. Apanya babesi interchange yasi hontino. Osi se wu twem wo wankasa ukroma ati se utue sika de mapai. But the NDC were the same people who were criticizing Anando for what? For bringing in e-levy and a 1 cedi. E-levy. And the government was providing a service to you. Nami ankasa mikurum. As a one miss interchange and I'll still go to where I want to go by passing there. Who the interchange abe charge me. Video, but I just wanted to highlight it to you. How stupid men can gather up to become one political party to rob the poor and the neediest people in the country. Because of say, I create a new manner of generating funds for the people's for the management of the government business. Enti on my mano, moan ebe tafro mudom pesa. Kwa ebe faso ebe trimu hunsu ne ebe tresa. And then one say journalists some year campaign kesiye de ma John Mahama nyina omonu omo. All the journalists omo di omo anu share kan John Mahama campaign mu eye campaign akesiye edidi na nado attempt. They have all regretted what they did because of the level of incompetency that the NDC and its apparatus are exhibiting at the management of the Ghana's affairs. At the Mahama. They are Ghana for their yo. Dear Ben, and I said the poor Ghanaian cocoa farmer there yo. What tafuru cocoa for Montesuru or Monfifre for so many years for just one time. Now, him dear me, Prana Nando, Etia Kunyaso. And near my boy, Drania Kesse, and near my boy, and one near my boy, ne aye ding ewa manone. And this if was it be Ghana is an isolated island in the universe. Samokai pa. Mokai say COVID bre. Na ye to anwa wo ha $3 per 1 liter. €3 per 1 liter. Na Ghana anwa boy ye den or Ghana. Any other commodities in a boy ye den. Na ye can't chere NDC for say, and near man and a boy ye den war Ghana no. It is because ewo abrochiri baby eko fa near man ban and a boy na ye den. And in tea and a boy ye den NDC for see Debbie. Am I in Kasa? But today, the NDC stupidly want to tell me, say, me as a Ghanaian, common Ghanaian, Nanado, Nebreso, Nema boy, dra, or Mussi mean quaden, mean question Nanado a comfort. A mamma unisable been a near money free banner. And then this is a mingin to Muse, or what Ghana cocoa, creanini, cocoa bosso, because the world market price are perform. Hey. Then to some modune. The mammy, Miss B. The Mwakaba ye pa, I want to say. And to sign this if I do mutim. And to sign this if you can talk. So NDC people, you can do rational reasoning. No minimum. And then the world market price to me affected the price of a cocoa producer from Kintampo number 2, Tano number 3, and Sevivi also any at that boy Krum, a man ye. Huh? And then the international economic situations, it me affected Ghana na. Namos ye isolated island in the what them call in the universe, you know. And then the isolated beam. So now today Ghana is part of the group. NDC. Hey, NDC. Ato force in Kaya Omwa. Osi ato force. You would have phenomenon in Kaya Omwa. Gradually, everyone in the country will see the real color of the NDC. We thank God, Mammy Bisbee. Gradually, every individual, any papi or Tigana Maimo, any papi or Ghana ni, every Ghanaian will see the real color of this particular NDC. How destructive, how disappointed, how dishonest, and how incompetent they are as a group of people. And I know, say, it has started showing up because everywhere you go, Mahama is a lane tanker. Na nipa na di kan kan just so ntime nwene ma ne ho. Wadi kan aka. Now I'm happy today, say, anya hwe no. Enkrofo na omo make some bigger promises, you know. And it is under their watch in the ministerial positions that they work. And at the bigger scandals, you know, Ashasia a pop out. After forcing on the Ghana cocoa price at a time, he was the Sankran Yesikano. You see, oh yeah, how do we say a word like oh no, about me tima na sign call. There's a word to be campaign. Oh, I don't the word. Oh no, you kasama for NDC in the terms of the price of cocoa. Papa. Tanadu sister for. And under his watch as a minister of finance, Ghana cocoa farmers must accept a reduction of a cocoa bag price of more than 1,000 Ghana cedis. That's something, yeah. Because the NDC actually believes that Ghanaians are so stupid to say they can deceive Ghanaians with any kind of narrative. Ubedia kunya 2025. Ubedia kunya no. Uba bonten ebe tu wanumu tu se watu koko boom. Sabre no na wana na uti abaimu. The newo Ghana koko board ho nyina na wahu. Eka na ewo ho ne said ye tie bia na wahwe books no na wahu ni nyina. But you came out and gave Ghanaian cocoa farmer an additional 100 Ghana. You had the PEMWA and now the 500 can home. And about 3,006. But ene. What do you inquire? You are now going to refer to Ghanaians and say, Momo ye den, mu ba yene na kada hontia mo hey NDC for. But me can't say mo ya. Now I'm coming to back on what I told you at the beginning of my video. Say everything that you saw in 2025. Na eye MPP amanyo kwa juma omo ye in 2024 no. Eno so ho aba na NDC for bete ye. Eti koko ya ye ka ho asem say MPP for na ton ye. MPP for na abrofo no call agreement and say no move fra konwam. But 2026 2025 for there everything was purely managed by the NDC. Eno ho sunsanso na ye hu ne. But the NDC want me to accept say oh no 2025 well who say Ghana Cocoa Board edeka and okoto akuafo cocoa but 2026 well who say Ghana Cocoa Board edeka enti or te Ghana cocoa for ne boso asemwe akwada ben and okache na obejedi asemwe me bucket wo ha wo kan asemwe che na obekase da bi papa wo din tro na kire me but the NDC thing say Ghanaians are so vulnerable mentally, vulnerable mentally. And this is what you say. You actually move to the point to say they can narrate any fabricated story to convince us. And then when I Jim Unsama, Mwankasa Unkrofo Mutu or Mukanyina, Mwani Muguasia, or Monina Atu Edi John Mahama Chia or Moboni say. And then Mahama Oboni dina once na enu to do nechi. And then Mahama Oboni dina akwese wo nkura asene anopa no sore na odi America na okwohye wura ma niam bi eba. Abuze mo fa cheme. Emmo bi omudi akire. And then Obo Mahama dina sa moa na hu omo. So mo boje Mahama so. Because just in 13 months John Daraga Dramani Mahama has been able to to showcase how incompetent he is. He has been able to. Na yeba yinu to. Yebe kanse mahodo. Omosi kwan na hweo. Ghana kuafo ani abra. Omusu na omunhu di omonye no. Mahama doesn't even care about them. Otimi kojina podium so. Na inside of him to say something like a leader onene mama fue kasano otimi kojina podium so na odi omo atem oyi omo ahi. Now listen to this video.
Cocoa on the 50 acres. So I'm a cocoa farmer. And so when the price was reduced by government, it affects me too. I want to be able to empathize with farmers so that when we take any policy decision, we know that it has an effect on farmers and we feel it ourselves. If there's no fertilizer, if the price of fertilizer is expensive, I feel it myself because I also buy fertilizer. I recently acquired another 100 acres of land, and this time I've dedicated it to oil palm.
Ghana Cocoa Kuafoni abro mu twa adwajo no na John Daraga Dramani Mahama de wona awreho no akoye comedy e wo podium so just to say the make show layman just to make everything look senseless. Oboagu ahwoche na Ghana Cocoa Kuafo ekomu enne no papa we ekogina podium so a oboni nyina agu eho hia na kora. Ono to him no asem na sabi Ghana Cocoa Kuafo ka no eho hia because ono John Mahama ogina ho empo no ono nso saa cocoa na ya teso na bi aka no na wo akatua wo je cocoa no kora na ya nto ye tokora na ye ntua wo ka you can take care of your children but akuani no a ono na dwuma a oye ne sika onya nyina cocoa no mu na efiri ba no what is happening is actually destroying some people's family. But this lean man, John Mahama, will be on a podium to tease the cocoa farmers who are actually crying. The video no be
I planted cocoa on the 50 acres. So I'm a cocoa farmer. And so when the price was reduced by government, it affects me too. I want to be able to empathize with farmers so that when we take any policy decision, we know that it has an effect on farmers and we feel it ourselves. If there's no fertilizer, if the price of fertilizer is expensive, I feel it myself because I also buy fertilizer. I recently acquired another 100 acres of land, and this time I've dedicated it to oil palm.
Your president, John Dramani Mahama, no, ejna podium so, and OTC the cocoa farmers, such a reckless leader, such a insensitive leader. Kwatena podium so ehuru akuafo se wo cocoa farm wo mo de me see NDC de drama mo NDC needs to become nye theater mpo e wo se omumie movie industry pa na omontwere movie stories and then I'm this impamfo nyina ye cocoa akuafo obia ye cocoa akuani and turning kontompo. Na udie yenko yanim na yenti nsem foforo ha na ya asemo tiato force na asem bi oka na hala emrati
as a state-owned organization, or they overhaul management incomplete because they are useless, they are incompetent, and they've destroyed Ghana's cocoa board.
On the say 1 month.
First month, only the weeks, first week, now 24, the first 2 weeks in office, we will deal with Ghana cocoa board, and we have to deal with it.
Okay. Because
the chief executive is the most incompetent chief executive I've ever seen in my life. Incompetent.
Cocoa board.
Cocoa board.
Okay.
What's the cocoa sector?
All right. Next one.
We need to encourage the cocoa farmers to plant cocoa.
Then no cocoa board no nipa not no he was the most incompetent. No ato forcing kromfo ntisa we share on abrabom. But then your papa do a share friend and the abia on radio stations so your press conference. Eye interview sahodo. Apera Ghana cocoa akuafo no mo munkurase o musu. And sa kwasi ampanyi already and then attempt the badodo. Sa papa when he so ye competent to. Na Yankopon we won. Opeso mkumwa. Hey, the Lord of Almighty. Nana Adodankwa Akufo-Addo. Here Alhaji Dr. Mahamadu Bawumia mo mutrinkwa Yankopon domo mesi Yankopon domo rough Yankopon domo to the sense say I believe say the near Messi kono 2028 ye paye ye campaign. I swear to my God abufu ewo Ghana fo mumu omunye nyina bonten e hye omumu you cannot forget it. Because your videos so why everybody actually on what these people said to the Ghanaians. And just accusing people. Just make it look like it's possible. Just make it look like it's true. Can't true ni paso kwa. Oh, and now to force him. And kwasi sema okaye. Wa ankase wanuma asem no. And you are the one responsible for what is happening. Oh, yeah. One who are here, and Randiabe, is he the most incompetent CEO of Ghana Cocoa Board or the MPP CEO of Ghana Cocoa Board 2024? On the incompetent. God has actually organized everything. In which manner, Obe Exposumo. Now, thanks to God to say, this time around, and 1992, 2000, Honumubio, Now we are in a global village where the technology is dribbling every part of this world. And kwasi assembly or as a public figure piano, we can keep a record of it, not of an audio, a video and audio records. And the campaign on among phone. Some of you were funny because we knew, say, we are going to use those videos in future to tell you who you actually and someone now can go finance minister so and someone now can go then the Ghana Cocoa Board CEO so today the same position no do the intelligence that you wanted to use to apply the intelligence that you wanted to apply at the sector no apply them today and solve the issues. Now, Otuaswa can say, minister,
by giving them the right price. So the next cocoa pricing regime will give them the right price. Because today, as we speak, Cote d'Ivoire, one bag of cocoa or 9,400 Ghana cedis equivalent. Togo, 8,900. Ghana, 3,100. So first of all, yes, intended is the next pricing season. So the next pricing regime, is based on the price. So we look at the price now, a world market pricing at the time the next pricing season or starts September 1st. Okay. So 1st of September, it will determine or it will be dependent on the world market price at the time in September. So let's say 7,000. So what we are saying is that we are committing to give the farmer 70% of all FOB prices. So FOB price and whatever it is, we'll give them 70%. Today, they are giving them 30-something%. Next one here. So we are telling you that again, Ghana for what's happening. Young concentration.
He was the finance committee during the time and okasa. Enti niema bi ana ekoso of finance ministry hobiano. Kwasi ampanyin we know him. He was aware of it. The fact is na MPP abanye di kan to Ghana cocoa no be paying at the price ana lower. Enti higher price and buy and Ghana was not benefiting from it no. Kwasi ampanyin we know him. But instead of saying kobeka se bia e di kan ton cocoa ma yenya the good price no. He rather went out to say, MPP are buying a real cocoa fosika. And never won him. And never the one mayo. And never any muguasia ato. And ne ato kwasiam panini ambulance thief. When ne uti mfifra eto. And now me no say the majority leader in parliament. And then the whole day, when pure parliament, or shany office in Kwa, a new war to NDC Amanyokon within just 13 months of their governance. A new work as pa. Now, you want to move the mount. You want to move the mount. A man Kobabia, any kind, empty video, we must here. You must like a video, no? Now, share mammy. Follow and answer, subscribe to the channel. RAS Media GH. Found sa isi subscription button no so. Na found sa isi adomano so. Said the bear me ba life for. Prebiano. Be one of the first people who do se maba. No be join na me no nyina ache program no afa. Enti subscribe na yenko yenim. Yenko nenko tie video we. Sa video we ya oba betie. Oh me me father. Me wo fanom. My grandfather, many of my family members, they were cocoa farmers. And this asem we ekosui e kamepa. Me mame odaso cocoa fo. No of binum omodaso cocoa. And the asem na ekono e hayen. Na me pese wunti asem bia German South former DCE e dey abeto abonten. We are near to asotie.
Antawasum.
Eno ne de o se de.
Yesi ye kwa akoton, ye koton ba ye ni se de dollar ni ye be sesa ni se de ton wo ho no. Bo na kofom.
Ye ti patrus no na word a market na ye say. E bra wo ba pa wa na word market patru na ye say.
enti wo kofa petrol no a na a world market na ekɔ $120 a barrel na ye the mount 16-14 Ghana cedis and ya petrol no aba 60-50 no wo de my 10 a wo say ato is forcing na ato no a wo force so e wo petrol no ato ntumi force wo kuku no enu free hemfa and they should go and tell the Marines, not some of us. Uncle no can tell me mammy a job Veronica e wo katache krum say e wiase koko e na yate so enti e na wama yate koko so no nsan kan che ne say watu fuwem wate fuwe so na mmom no e wiase e na yate fuwe so enti na wate so wo Ghana e na obeje atum o metra se meka nchen se fuwe no yate so wa amana no se wate so e ba Ghana e no de e wo finance minister wo na wa forso na mmom koko na wo se yate so wo amana no se no de yate so a e wiase na yate so enti na wo ka sa se na kyen akosia areho sema wo ho e ase nyina ehwe ne se de omudi akuafo ya afam no enye haircut o e head cuts ye twa omuti ye ma pension for ho kire omo a oma wi mu da bia me trafio me se obi a ye policies bia ye amfi vow na e ma okọ ha mu ye sere fache nye policies ya ye ne o Ghana nyina na ye nya na yie MPP4 nti obi a ye policy bi ti say ye sa DDP a e ma wo sika bi a wo lose ye se bi sika na ahye o be time na se tua ma no ye ntumi antua ma ya ye negotiations a wo sika na enhye won sa beka e bi a period na akọ animu nti obi a wakosa ha no bia no fache ye bet ye nua no mo ye NDC for nsem mo kan no Ghana e was ado na menye sure say Eric Opoku a betra ha wo so ka hwasemi they told us they were going to buy cocoa 6,000 60 million o buy no want to me and talk and na kufu ado dia obetro 3,000 na ma me phobia na me ti o say ah na say want to me and talk a year wo de 500 e to so wa je wa dia wo de fa wo 500 no na kufu ado dia na o de man jar homa ye
na wan kire mu say de omo ton wo abrochire no say de baga na sika mu a sa na wo so munya
e wo hefa e ye dia e na me ka say mismanagement ya e fence randia be ni nkrofo ye entokwa a woko e wo kuku board ho no e na akofa sanse mu yaba because e chance ya e tebafo no e ba ya ba 9,000 adentira one ton kuku na wato agu no e na wonam na wo ye interviews
enti wo jetum say enro na ama mu instigate farmers
ye instigate farmers bia ye kan kire farmers no the reality o munim de wo sen ye politicians no ko abrikasu sesi akurum na ko drobo ko katache kurum ko kwamse kurum ko border towns na wo me jama sa to nyina na bi so mo say tama na kufu ado dem o mo no obi na instigate o mo ana wo na wo ka che o mo so o mo 6,000 60 million and want to me inform o and na kufu ado ama o 3,001 and na wo de 500 ka ho what je 500 no asia beti kufu ado de no asan de aba 2,500 na sa de we a aba we ya no akusua ebi nsida Ghana fo akuafo me mama me papa mo a mo edu kuku no aba we atirimoden ene yawa wo de mo afamu no ye nkyere ne se enye sa ene o kire
medase
yes entabusia ye nwie ya kire ne mam yesese ye chiri kokwa ye ni ne ma ai se wo se ya to patrom ya ti patro bo so e wo Ghana man mu na wan kire man kire Ghana fo se ya tene bo at the world market so enintia what is Ghana mine so? What is Ghana my mo? Na momoji credit no at the ma ho and ye ukoko no so no. So one to me and turn at a good price and turn at a good price. Jeho insurance and so on so fato ebo komo because a mismanagement and a ma nema weto because you could have sold the cocoa beans earlier to avoid any trouble. But because of persimmon kuminyane korono enkwasi akoro no me koton nyame de adi enti wote ho saa ena koko na dane beans aguso yento asona yenko yanim na ene nsem ewo fie ha ensem ba akwa ho ne se maame e fa ne vim lady nso aba bonten abe kansem bi afa John Dariga Zamani Mahama enkomeresia
Adie akwakoye clash between Koko Akuafo no and Aban. What forced the president to select his own friend emergency cabinet meeting on any team no enkoshia. That me and my bit na han mabona about that one they kudos. Their swift response in the president ayade. But then Koko na what say so no Cocoa price no what so no that's for me now is becoming the biggest scandal of President Mahama because this is not what President Mahama promised. We any politics as them don't bring politics here or there. Ghana and the edwene ho no. Na said the last week papa bi ba ha no Mr. Abuache or your cocoa farmer or lembele ho no 160 acres so ko ne cocoa no aton na sase no e de ama galamsey for kofo bebre ba ha no be di papa na tena no ko ne cocoa obi so onye cocoa farmer bia don't worry or your cocoa farmer onye cocoa farmer that's not your headache. Or so ko ne cocoa no because our price na president mo dey man dey enya de ono obeja tumu china. And see, these are the issues that we are talking about. We are not talking about say a friend saying president the what cocoa boso, and this is not what you promised. What I'm promising is obeti cocoa boso. So we're hold here yesterday can omampedi excellency John Dramani Mahama any in penny for a friend say omino so no. It is important say immediately and at once no they need to revisit that issue. Now cocoa now almost say no they need to change that decision. As I saw almost sound imagine completely because and a big issue I can was is whether or not President Mahama na buy no or mo betimia for failure or mo campaign message. 1 year into President Mahama buying, we are not hearing any major move on 24-hour economy. Me ankasa me bra penny, he's part of the committee on 24-hour economy. Me bra. Ono de onye NDC MPP ono oye na adwuma as a technocrat. No habo no tie na oye na adwuma wa ye adwuma almost 30 years of experience. And to me nkasa obeye habo 24-hour economy without my brother. There be we yes akrenye any possible. He has been involved in cocoa shipping. Cashew nut, just say the biggest shipping airline that's where he's worked in that shipping line for almost 30 years. Into a Kamama 24-hour economy no as an expert on the office say mo de mo na mo tum be a port no 24-hour ko wire kra omo de omo abrofo omo nya kra nka port no nya 24-hour omo sika no mbenya that will help them. So Mahama kan ya no mo catching on but 1 year we any Guzitano mo team na Guzitano must come out to show us proper measures here. Mo de yes 24-hour economy because ti cocoa boss wa. That means you are not serious about 24-hour economy. Because I was saying cocoa can 24-hour economy. How is it that we have campaigned on 24-hour economy? Na cocoa cocoa processing company. Can I say more compare crank another one be Accra na bibi elembele honoma and I say one of the cocoa growing area western region one grand be as engineer near cocoa ni be an answer on near cocoa factory back. Na ya enkofo ya moton yogurt na ya ebi ni ape adwuma ma bi ebi mo so ton cocoa drinks no mo nam no mo ton cocoa ice cream cocoa drinks cocoa ice cream cocoa cake. This is Guzitano my 24-hour economy no. You people must be talking to Ghanaians to tell us exactly what you mean 24-hour economy no and she no mo dia kogu former consistent because I'm aware port there minimum adwuma my port so and dey me problem. Because me na me catch him say me bra here adwuma no expert port nti I know what is going on at the port. I know what is going on at the port. But I'm saying say on a more serious note we need to know practical measures. More so strategy amudi good for ma amuye 24-hour economy no. Because agro 1 year ago President Mahama buy 1 year ko. Your first quarter of the second year. Up to this time na say 24-hour economy ni ehu na you are busy say cocoa bo na wo te so ampacho
yes asem no vim lady so edere de na betwam a kire o say Mahama ayeden agunani mase because maami we no nyina during the campaign time they were the side of John Dramani Mahama na mebo video bi a kire o enche bia na watie. Now, I'm check asem kakram. First, I need to Ghanaian journalists are not serious. That some of them were supposed to be journalists of Adi Ukure kind of saying, yes, gossip. Because a journalist, a journalist, a renowned journalist, you do a research before you talk. But nanado to a cocoa muko na nim. NDC for Babon Tran no more cancer for no. the Ghanaian journalist or one Timianko research who said it was a historic price, They came out to insult Nanado, to say Nanado has not done nothing. But dear, who say you take cocoa so for. Now, NDC for nam say MPP Jaka ewo cocoa board ho. I want you to listen to this video. Me bra panyi we meta edeno eba me platform we so. Here we are David Boache, MPP Pono East General Secretary. Yenti ncheshemu bi odi aba ene credit bia MPP aban eja to Ghana cocoa board ho ansa no firi aban mo. Yenti mresesia.
Obi incompetence intimi nkoshe obi. Ye di kan. 2017 Nana Jantuah Akufo-Addo ba aban mayura do se bo ahene du beteki cocoa board. Na Ghana cocoa board e de 19.6 billion Ghana cedis. Nti cocoa board ka enye Jose bo ahene du na de bai. Yeto so mienu. Cocoa rover aban we ka se ombeto sunti ama cocoa omo face crisis. Nana Jantuah aban beto 193,000 tons of rover. One complaining. And the international price abafum. But a true so say international price aban we abreso in na akosoro ever $13,000 NC da. Se enye pese minkuminya. Se nka aban mu nya sika kese. Na cocoa kuani no sofa. Price ane e de ama cocoa kuani no it on forward. Aban we am turn forward because or train na akosoro bi aka ho. I didn't know cocoa season. You now surprise na inquiry any better so. You should be curious. You miss a yen. Aban we ama January 2026 about January 2025. Yeah, to 2024-2025 season. 2025-2026 season ye umi. 2024-25 season aban we increase cocoa nakadao. But the 500 Ghana cedis become another 3,100 no nakadaho. Do you think cocoa credit the over form into anyway? International price Nana Jantuah Breso 2017 upon Sobetoka upon Sobeto rover. International price are now buying that down the amount of $3,200. Above from the group $1,980. Nana Jantuah buy anti cocoa so. We stabilize the price in 2017. We stabilize in 2018. Ni yina na eba from. Abaya odwene na kuyafo ho. Na NC o man aba konsem muda se 87 years ni. Abaya bi enu a wate kokoo so. Conditions are now abaya we dey ma lazily and to date prices no. President bi FACB. Tiye makwai mo bi na ye na minority for MPP for muja we mu. Me say, Nana Jantuah buy the 19.6 billion Ghana cedis. Let the NDC challenge.
Okay.
Cocoa rover. Almost in there, hey, let me see a jacka. I challenge the NDC government. Ghana Cocoa Board account in London. Nana Jantuah buy just $500 million. Let the NDC challenge. That is not true. The first year, after forcing announced, say Cocoa Board then $1.8 billion. Nefri last year my Nana your mama buy no cocoa. When maba mo na mode because bisa say aban ben na breso hold cocoa. Have they give you reasons? O mama ye reason why mo hold cocoa no. Eno na ama ne aban we ya bad decision I take here affect you and woman affect farmers. Then you come and say ka. So we just 19.6 now be 32 and when the jack say cocoa rose nkwana na do beto 5 billion Ghana cedis cocoa rose na me nua ka say na say boy na edu free baby na ho kwan nyenti one pair for me o pe president di krom kwan nye kra ye do Mahama when the vice president 4 years and the president 4 years ba me nua ba me free bono from Wenchi to Bamboy to Bole ko we pamboni e da we ka cho say obi afiri okra wa the MP da you be surprised. The boy here do already cocoa board CEO. Ni krom kwanya John Mahama as president and vice president for 8 years. Ni krom kwanya West in Ghana. Among where all presidents come from. This is not stress why you be incompetent there, and then your mama is super incompetent because you couldn't find it.
David Matemamenda was there's a year twisted the narrative.
Sapepepe, I incompetent dear. To me, you free Mahama so many ye. Mimia Emmanuel Frama Ampem, I'm a Mwakaba. Incompetency, the aloe or the symbol or the icon of John Dariga Dramani Mahama, the incompetent, super incompetent one. Mismanagement, and I mean, I can. And NDC Nana say Ghana buying MPP presso. Eja kawo Ghana Cocoa Board unti esi obwa. And chechemunu na wati. Uko uja 190 million. Obaye. Na ya take anoso manaka 36 million. 36 billion. Usu se obieja oka. Na de uja ya no refrana. E wo se ukran kenya wo won se within 8 years enipa na timi akonkana so mana duru se de aduru yi. Ye se wanya bia ma wase a ye mo ne kro no. Mokodi mu nkwase ankomo, mokotiki mu decisions mu decision a emfaso ni nyansa ni so na de nsemaba. Take a responsibility and come out and address the people and tell the people to forgive you because you have made the wrong choice. Finish. That is a leader. That is a manner. Yes, you kita boss. And yes, I feel now do any moon ko hinta. Munina mudi and then the munina mudi defend Randiabe. NDC communicators and NDC ministers and everybody in the party no munina ye koko for obiado koko. But enkwasi juma enkwasi adaye amoson ye. I na menu suntia. Koko na osenka monton a manton mo pekro no abontino. Ene you are turning your back to go and what accuse somebody wafira baimu for more than 1 year. Ya sensebe na abusiamfo meke se madamu nyina sepa ye ene mo bre. Eso se like video no na share unsubscribe ya na wa subscribe e de amame. Yentie your last video of the day. I Ghana Cocoa Kuafua or Monsa Edo Monsa Yam our Monsu. Here we are near the Bibia Abanawi. I don't know if someone wants to call because when him Breko, Hakuna Breko, but into last video na yanko.
NDC government and Solikeke and Kotikukusu. Price from the world market price $20,000 $1,000 per ton. That's a $40,000 per ton. This is a near $6,000 and $41,000. This one baffum. The average in 25, which is 2,500. Not to so near the you see the head out. And this said, I buy no petrol, and the baby said, petrol, a color, cotton, what is order, cocoa, and the color, cotton, what is order, reduce from $120,000 to $41,000. Nasa Usian Tokokonu, $3,600. No one Casana who Casa, move your mind by Nasa Wine. I end this one engineer. Sentinel. Moba share more so cocoa moba tum pepper bi na kufa do sisi ai MPP aban sisi ai echi moba ya cocoa amba tum pepper bi motum kitua bi ni na nkwamba sa cocoa ni sisi ai ya chen ya tofo won to cocoa ama me ba ya mama tam cocoa kotoku ba ko de tum ko ho obi mam 20 million pan gina mfa sam ba ya no obi antuma to cocoa msadu cocoa no betufe ama sisi ami kese be ama da na da na onye na moba sa mo be he ana sa mo be di ewu this abamo ni ndiri sasa na mnyamba tanda ya so no batna
na hwe koko fi ampo hwe koko ha na hwe fom de yakwati te besi so ye de wo ayi akratufo atom betu aka sisi on besi de tu ankoye nukren ankoye kura na ka muti sumpo a mu fanyina na nado de a 3000 pon kaye ka mu de na nado de 3000 pa na ka kurafo ye so ye bi hwe ampo hwe koko e wo fi na wo kurafo ma koko eno na ye bibili oh NDC aban in fact o man ya de o mo wasam fufuro bi a o mo san meka nkire yen na koye anya chekoko efi ha de mpo efi ha de mpo na fom ye be twani na agu edo pa roba ye be twa agu edo pa roba NDC for ya ye num agu ase mi am ye NDC ni pa ye NDC ni
ade en de ye me den say akwa na odi kan kasa aye no an kasa ne namfofo ayi na no enkrofo no omoti ho omo na ayi na no se kwasi asembe na wokai wo se ya tipotro so na ufiri okura aso se wokoba bia sika na ye je before as a lawle fair no ya tiso anase da say ndisi ya tipotro so na wo ne ka wo ye obi a wo fa trotro na wo lawle fair ya tuma patro na ya tiso na sunsunsanso e wo abrabo men de wo he jiminti NDC did in team. And my name is B. Actually, I was a lack of knowledge. I make my people perish. Jimmy Nkwa, I don't know if when you become part of this party, you are doing through team na de didn't show a guma. I don't know. Oh, defend you. Oh, defend it. Oh, no, na nimu fifre. Ababaya de be oho. Na NDC are buying 8 so. Ye can be man no momu send defend no ankasa na ban because of NDC ni hey sen kama NDC ni pa dia nka me wan nka me twempena da bia yeah do so that you koya dim. Yes, I think I have a call. Wow, let me pick this call, it will be interesting. And to us ne koya nim ni wo S KSV ewo line also yem fa ne call na Jantuah so yemfa call na Jantuah so yemfa call pacho se me frosisia just a minute emfa me ya pin sa me fan shama so na me to me fira wo ye emfa call ya hello ajamu makwaba
hello Raso Timinka
pacho me tunka pa na onso
hello
pacho Timinka
hello
pacho ya tunka o Timinka hello
Raso Timinka
ya tunka pa na onso so tienka
pacho me tunka
ya tunka
ciao
ati ya kobi ya me makwaba yepa
boy
me da sin
maybe I want time to do or inform you, educate for now.
Miss B also.
Any with you for it now. Ras with the bonnet.
Me too. Okay. Yeah.
You know, sometimes no, you don't even want to sympathize with these people.
You
right?
see? Yeah.
And sometimes, no, who says that once sympathizing with them to like what the finance we see in the airport to like 50-10, like you say, it serves them right because President Mahama and I said NDC, they are not new to Ghanaians. We a party or my baby muda. It's party or baby muda. Yes, it's a quarter of a month. I saw we
yeah.
Yeah, and Nipana Kasankasan on numerous platforms and as a during the campaign, which Mika said, background, share board media indie, so near the truck a cry name, near the crack a cry name. It's there, Nagani, So what I say, America had to say I'm going. Like we don't vote just say you vote see a pool, you vote because we vote based on policies. You vote because a happen or modi or mohona like Obian Kodan Obia for a coin any PR. You vote says in a school district. No, it's that BBI decentralization. So what I say, how much more Ghana? So Obia ba me de BBI make say the fundamental thing will be the bemo like a gifter will be the bemo or Ghana so bemo education.
Yeah.
Obia to me about the first year, the first term, it be a champion mastermind the idea for any free secondary school.
Yeah.
I don't know. Na enyo Obia ne betumi Obia ne de ne ba eco secondary school. Back in the days na eco secondary school. Ras. Omo say omo di koko scholarship eba school. No omo ye dada bafo no omo free cantonment. Omo free Tesano, omo free omo free rage, omo free Adentia because omo papa mo any omo mama mo. They were workers, senior staffers ewo cocoa board. Enti omo no omo free class na omo free shidi mu ne seshi yo so ne ade na omo ye the real cocoa farmers. They be na pamo omo school. So what I say, enti no ankobia ba abeto burden. So and then say ukoko no kwano you kukumpone ne ebeswa. When you say NDC like it's a corn your friend is saying activist, it's a corn group, it's a corn company. When you say upon 500 Ghana and almost somebody bet they just said it too. They never paid. When you say cocoa for no they said they've been owed for how many months? 6 months. For only God knows months. If you don't want a label and a title, can come with the better. You said then any pay I find 500 Ghana.
Wow.
So I said it's so pathetic. Like I said, hope said like Nipa rain fee. And my can say 2 years time or 3 years time, you see these people charading and parading and going to say they're going to vote for the same people again. It's like a crime scene.
Yeah.
Well, they don't think when's the last time it can be about socialists and capitalists, right? MPP now or a capitalist, the crowd Jane conform chain.
Yeah.
Hey, your friend is and this socialist.
Yeah.
It's so bad, like it's so bad. And everybody's nonchalant, like and full PR Anna, okay, yes, set the agenda na because Jaka to home awaya. Oko ni na usisi no. During Nana Akufo-Addo any Dr. Baumia Enrano, the banner could school to say the banner to me kind. The banner to Brofo. If you then Brofo now Mokokika radio station on a convention, the banner be too much reno. So and moreover, you grow up no, in one sector now the eye of Ghanaian economy.
Yeah.
In Ghana, cocoa, seedlings in the quiet free and Tomo. Yet I abandon responsibilities of this seedlings in the mouth. Anna, they be also say if there is shortage and as a visa world market price and the cost roll from a fluctuate here, a buy now subsidize the price. No, Nana Akufo-Addo did the same.
Yeah.
It got to a point, it got to a time, most of the cocoa trees and as a plants were infected by swollen shoot disease and as a day. Nana Akufo-Addo my pani na me go catch them. It's your muka. Essence mom new seedlings. Essence plantain seedlings or omundia. Me go ras me yeah. This is government. This is government or practical. If you want to work for 8 years there, once you haven't believe you because they were like they say no, almost shadow opposition people back in the day. No. Then I said they were digging deep into everything that was happening, not knowing they knew nothing. A normal deceit, normal deception now. But the say Ghana for the do na sebi bebrena join how come say obi a oko nursing school oko teacher training utimi ka say alawane age as yenya den yentia
abana de yen
to excuse me ras
pa so mo yo mo
madam could be Ghana or catch me say hey I am say I this for group na me just are doing the how possible say and this going to acquire the whole population.
So a lack of when can I say intelligence.
Exactly. Ghana needs overton Adiamana. So what Ghana for most of them are imports. So what I say, what do I know? Now, first, no cookuma, so on a movie to me so no, I can say, I deal with or the child because I won't tell you know what I did before. Yeah, of course, they are not there. And I find the rapid one, what, but decisions don't make decisions the same. You don't have to back off your decision. Absolutely. NDC, but dear, Ras. Omu Ghana and we are no more $5. We are no more and also practically na question and papa ni bisa say o say yatete so that's yeah we cross him and say petrol no so na entity lorry first yatete so yente so electricity air cost ro it's in a bomb pie say na like you to me kasa no yan communicating war and at the end of the day no me no blame me now so sometimes and it's not say obi like if you for one about insulin to me before you realize na nipa na the court that you know and I now wait you are coming or hand say and I know can no vote the base say just to distract the whole thing I cost. I say look at how yes I say your campaign they were doing the same thing. And they started again. They've started again. The base, Coco Asana Abana Ekanu, over social media, the base, just to distract it, just to make the whole thing vanish. And this is a clear opportunity for the MPP to stand up and fight for these cocoa farmers. And I saw miracles going trooping to the cocoa farms, setting the record straight over there. NDC did the same. Right? This is how we do politics. Because in California or Ghana, do one I dream of what that of one. No, I can it me the mag, it me the channel, it me the movie, the money it's so bad, Brass. It's so bad. It's so maybe per se and in cocoa for no like they should stand firm in all whatever they're doing. Because they say no, do one eye tom cocoa. Somebody you're going to extend their cocoa farm for Galamsey. And it's getting worse. This same Galamsey, before we bear promises on Bijay, Ras, and Oko Ghana, it's so worse, it's so bad, it's so pathetic. But Ubia, because this is for only a criminal is smart. Only a criminals, no sounds smart. Because someone himself, boys, is nice or Casano, or my head, or more absolutely no one. Video I would say if you're popular, look at how she was responding to NDC as if she was being a boyfriend or Casa. She wasn't even hitting everything like critical. Last year she was in the campaign your baby and a statement new baby out to me so Okasama and NDC like she was tilting towards NDC and now some about Kasama say now a pro day president they say or calling for emergency cabinet meeting like for what as a woman acting as if she knows everything as some about what's almost said to me kind so it's a ras a power chopper with the human and one and a kaka na be man sink it into the Ghanaian no more who say anything I say it may be a man cost ras. We do see our question be now so I think you have given a very good historical memory about cocoa and so that's right. That's right. The poor cocoa farmer, will be all crowd milu choco milu crano on Ibida. So what I say, co boarding school, the milu bar na or will be fit session near Samilu Nika Kraman. So ocean and 7 8 why drop out the baby to one near Sakin school. And their president Yaba Abe Revertis and Noma Wina. I'm a we cocoa ni Bobby to me a quad saddle. We cocoa ni Bobby to me a constant orchestra. Go to me a confront. And your first class in the society for Mangua and Echo. Let me tell Mahama no can be said, we will scared into that. And yes, abandoning a family bus. Like it's so pertinent. Oh, 100 acres, 50 acres of cocoa land. See, this is what president and then so farm now and go farming for hobby. Yes, are you farming for revenue? Absolutely. Nah. That's just your hobby, just to keep you active.
What are you gaining in it? It's no. Wow, a month, over millions of Ghana cities as pay. Any cocoa farmer now or a yen jumana soul, that's what it depends on. One I attend so yet cocoa is very affected. Wabahan want to share the same sentiment at them, which is not possible.
Absolutely.
Which is not the matter at stake right now.
The thing is, it's about mocking. It's mocking them, making fun of them.
Yeah, exactly. They think they're smart. As I said, someone you say Ghana for no. And as Dr. Baumia said, the elephant doesn't forget. Ras,
of course, we are Medasi Baby. I mean, count.
All right, Ras.
Yemia Kobijima and I attend and count or the contribution about Kama. In fact, Nyamane question on the thing said it's time that we must to keep the lights on and let's make NDC unpopular because of the amount of governance. Say the worst scenario in all the different parties since Kwame Nkrumah Breso. Nkrofo a omode party ahodo din edi Ghana manso nyina NDC Amoye PNDC NSL or anytime they are in power, the country breed. I'm sorry for the Musiana Minkope Babi Choco, but me Yamokwa. I want you to watch this video. Fire Ubona Note, Zania Becano, Ubona Note, no. No more video out the Baye. What video where ye pa? Same way, brother, we can't, you know. I want it to be repeated for everyone to hear. Say, and someone this for Kano, it is lies. There is nowhere MPP are buying and now also what is going on in the Ghana cocoa sector. In the video, we will be an Ameduasia, meeting any Mr. Mafweha, Ras Media GH. Mesra was about more than him on Facebook, Ras Media GH. Now, follow me on Facebook also. Some reach to numbers here made to me at their call live over Facebook. Now my sons also say subscribe to my channel on this YouTube channel. So that be a member life. We are one of the first people among sa ebe come some about. Fausa si adoman so be can Ras Media busi okono. Pakra munyina until we meet again. Adios.
Be incompetence intimi nkoshobi. 2017 Nana Jantuah Baba Mayura Joseph Boahene Dubete Cocoa Board. Na Ghana Cocoa Board edeka 19.6 billion Ghana cedis.
Now Busham form Samoa Nkamani Eyasamo. I have to greet everyone. Merenchake Sema Mami Mespi. Here Emmanuel Frama Ampem. Sounds na Merenchake Sema Mimi Richard. Nana Akuya Afro Papa Imame. Michia uye pa. Nyankasa mi sister ba kope. Esther K Barima I Barima ba kope I. Mami michia uye pa ma good night. Sansu na mimi ya COVID jima and the collar mimi. There was ye any contribution. Sansu na michia mimi ya osay Anthony. Any the time on this platform. Michia munyina na machia munyina na machia mu say until we meet again. Adios.
The Cocoa Board ka obi incompetence intimi nkoshobi. Ye di kan 2017 Nana Jantuah Baba Mayura Joseph Boahene Dubete Cocoa Board. Na Ghana Cocoa Board edeka 19.6 billion Ghana cedis. The Cocoa Board ka enye Joseph Boahene du na de bai. Ye to so mienu. Cocoa rover aban we ka say ombeto sunti ama cocoa omo face crisis na nado aban beto 193,000 tons of rover one complaining and international price abafam but a true so say international price aban we abreso na akosoro ever $13,000 NC da se enye pesem nkuminya senka aban no nya sika kese na kokoo kuani no sofa price ane de ama kokoo kuani no it on forward Aban way and turn forward because or train now possible be account. I didn't think a cocoa season, you now surprise na inquiry any better so. You should be curious. You miss a yen. Aban way ama January 2026 but January 2025. Yeah, to 2024-2025 season. 2025-2026 season ye umi. 2024-25 season aban we increase cocoa nakadao. Or the 500 Ghana cedis become another 3,100 no nakadao. Do you think cocoa creating the over form into anyway? International price nanado abriso 2017 upon so betoka upon so beto rover. International price are now buying that down there amount $3,200. Above from the blue $1,980. Nanado are buying anti-cocoa so. We stabilize the price in 2017. We stabilize in 2018. Ni nana eba from. A buyer of Guinea for na NC or my aba concept muda say 87 years ni. A buyer bien wa wati cocoa so. Conditions are now buy way they man lazily. And to what the prices no. President BFACB. Tiye makwai mo bia na yena minority for MPP for muja we ka me say nanado about the 19.6 billion Ghana cedis. Let the NDC challenge.
Okay.
Cocoa rover. Almost in there hey. Me see Ejaka. I challenge the NDC government. Ghana Cocoa Board account in London. Nanado Abaija $500 million. Let the NDC challenge. That is not true. The first year after forcing announced, say Cocoa Board then $1.8 billion. Nefri. Last year, my banana, Mahama buy no cocoa. When Maba, na mudi because bisa said, I buy ben and I brace for hold cocoa. Have they give you reasons? Or mama, a reason why I'm hold cocoa no. And no na man I buy where a bad decision I'll take here. Affect you. And woman affect the farmers. Then you come and say, ka. So we get 19.6 now be 32 and when the jack see. Cocoa rose nkwana now be 5 billion Ghana cedis. Cocoa rose. Na me near ka say, na say boy he need free baby. Na ho kwan nyenti. One pair for me. Ope president the krom kwan nye kra ye do Mahama. When the vice president 4 years, and the president 4 years. Ba me about me free bono. From Wenchi to Bamboy to Bole, Korea Pamboni and down a catch or say, Obi free okra when the MP die, you'll be surprised. The boy here do already Cocoa Board CEO. Nico Mkwanya, John Mahama as president and vice president for 8 years. Nico Mkwanya West in Ghana. Among where all presidents come from. This is not just a boy here be incompetent there. And then John Mahama is super incompetent. Because Nico Mkwanya.
This is for in their attempt to deal with this incompetence, any crisis, no come on, just come back MPP room. And to better as almost here, and I can MPP bottle ho, and Omuja 32 billion cedis, and Omuye say, and nothing I have been here.
But you cannot run away from those issues as well.
Obi, did those issues come up in January 2025?
2025.
Did they come up in January 2026?
No.
Did they come in January 2025?
No.
Were the debts available as at 2024? Were they there in 2023? Exactly. It's that here I can once more we see and what take for so now 2023 or 2024 or 2022 or 2020 and yet yanko take for so. Sure, unim data MPP I inherited from NDC and I'll say it's 19 billion cedis. Obi can dey we mami.
Source near him.
Oh, Obi would then say oh na dey kan we mami. We are kind now what the kan headline now waka source no.
Where Reuters into Ghana's Cocoa Board says clearing debts after wasteful spending. Where November 1st, 2017.
Kind of no. One first line.
In your say Ghana's Cocoa Board has initiated reforms to clear its debt of up to 19.6 billion cedis, which is 4.45 billion US dollars.
Obi.
Resulting from bloated contracts and wasteful expenditure by previous managers, the chief executive said on Wednesday.
It is a by way of cabinet no mu pie na say omo e bibrio mani so no mu hu so. No me catch say we are going to investigate. Na e be say na end people for car. You left a debt of 19 billion cedis. What about a debt of 32 billion cedis? Oh, Now be 30 to the 19 no yene NDC why na dey come do ka 19 billion cedis is the debt NDC left at Cocoa Board. And yet between 2017 ebepem ne o say da say MPP forecast say moja ye ka 19 billion nti yete Cocoa for sika so da. O say da. So you see, I'm trying to explain to you, say, Cocoa Board debts.
But they will also tell you, so within that same period, no, world market price and drop it.
And drop here. Let me
in the quantum.
Forget quantum. Let me tell you one interesting thing. Whilst the MPP government ever told debt of 19 billion cedis, that year international price drop here to the extent say, "Nanka sasa buying eti cocoa for sikaso. They are buying more bailout. Buying copies ka do so much. In the year. Cocoa yete yebo so wabra MPP abaya ba mu with 19 billion cedis as debt no abaya ante cocoa for kuya for sika so to say NDC for no. Let me also tell you another thing. Say na you roll over cocoa anything you to be only roll over cocoa pos NDC for Jama in 2017 193,000 metric tons of rollover and no crampo ma make say mitro sa rollover no omontumi antua omontumi anya sa cocoa na ma buyers no obi omontumi anya sa cocoa na ma buyers no omanka ntro mu enunti omo se charge Ghana about $7.5 million be NDC for no NDC penny bia ba bi na say dey make am boa. I will show you the document. I have it all here. It is NDC for the catcher say na around this year na you were 330,000 rollover na enunti na yetumi obi me say first of all it's a lie. Randy did not inherit 330,000 rollover. He didn't. He inherited just about 163,000 because as you see, Randy took over around February. As of February, no, now no, you did clear our rollover now about 190 something thousand if you that. Yako, you cocoa seats near the co. Now the agreement with our rollover contract in the Crampona, I don't know whether they have seen it or not. And they say in that contract, because we said our rollover na MPP9, it was as a result of force majeure. El Nino effect. It is not as if say be a be bonny be. But in that agreement, the agreement was that we'll pay it over a period. And sending those cocoa beans over a period. In the contract, it was incumbent say, why am I roll over cocoa pots biano? You are mandated to buy equal quantity at all costs. Contract. I don't know whether he has seen it or not. It is all the catcher will say, and because of rollover B and MPP for rollover and Tommy in the pub. I'm telling you today, say NDC for a roll over 190,000 metric tons. Omujaya a debt of 19 billion cedis, and yet that same year international cocoa price drop here. MPP yanti cocoa farmers sikaso, so they cannot use debts at Cocoa Board as an excuse because the Cocoa Board debt of 32 billion obi and starting a net. And you could find the Cocoa Board $32 billion, 32 billion cedis debt in the buy. My boy NDC for 19 billion cedis na amount. In a year, Kufadum Kwana, Elfia Bemua, Weja rollover cocoa pots, and this for 193,000 rollover cocoa pots. MIN. ABM, Randy see,